Welcome, everyone, to My Southern Psychics Facebook Live event with Ioni VaJu.
How are we this evening?
I'm okay. How are you this evening?
I'm relaxed, I'm feeling good, and I'm ready to take some readings.
Cool. So we definitely have some coming up. I have a couple that we can start with. How about with Stephanie? So her birthday is 12/21/1982. And her question is, will my first book be successful?
Well, her first what?
Actually, I'm sorry. Before we even start the read, I'm going to interrupt. Can we just talk a little bit about you? It's my bad. I should have started with that.
Sure,
So,
what about me?
so tell me how you're reading and tell me about the cards that you're going to be using tonight. And um,
Well, everyone who contacts me gets a general reading from the Mother Peace Round Tarot deck. It's a Sunday's tarot deck in which each card has 4 different readings. I also give a zodiac and numerology analysis aligned with your life path number as well as your personal year and how that resonates with the angel message of the card. In general, my readings are a lot like gumbo. You get a little bit of everything. You get spirit guide, you get numerology, you get astrology, and of course, the message from the tarot draw.
awesome. Okay, so back to the read. So that was my bad for doing the introduction. So many things going on today. So it was for Stephanie. Will my first book be successful? And her date of birth is 12/21/82.
Okay. The card that I drew for her is Temperance. And that's a card from the Major Arcane. Let me see if I can turn it there it is, where it's not in the glare of the light.
Perfect.
Now, when a card shows up inverted, that doesn't necessarily have a negative connotation. It just reverses its meaning. So with this aligning with her being her personal year number 9, the answer to that question is yes, but there will be a period of challenges before the book is successful. Many times when people are in the creative arts, the most profound works come through some of the most dire of challenges. So there will be challenges, but it'll give her a lot of great subject material to write about. Be open to receive, not just information about how to publish the book, but the knowledge and the wisdom that will go in between the pages. That will be its most powerful selling point, if you will.
Very, very awesome. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
So the next one is for Aubrey, and her birthday is 9/28/1969. She's had a hard time since a brain injury, and she wants to know what does her profession income hold for her in the near future because things have been kind of rough lately.
She wants to know what now?
What does her profession income hold for the near future because things have been kind of rough for the last couple of years?
I'm having just a little bit of trouble hearing you.
Okay, so it's Aubrey, 9/28/1969. She's had some physical issues. She had a brain injury, but now she's just wondering, what does my profession income hold for me in the near future?
Oh, okay. What does her profession hold for her in the near future?
Yeah, profession and income.
Ah, okay. Let me look. Before I even draw the card, I'm seeing that Aubrey will have to be willing to step outside of her comfort zone. This will be a year of building new foundations. The finances look good, but interestingly, I've also drawn the Lover's card on her. So what that means is that a lot of her success will have much to do with her love life. I see them very closely intertwined. Let me see if we can see the card here. We drew the Lovers, and we drew the Lovers upright. So what that means is that someone pertaining to her love life is going to be very key in the success and the growth of her business. They will be one and the same. Off the record, something that I get from her energy is that less is more. The less she puts in effort, the more she's likely to succeed. She's at a point in her career now where she doesn't have to prove the value of her work ethic. It may be just time to relax and let things come while building the new foundation. In the end, the biggest checks that she will receive will be the ones that she writes for herself. Everything else is training.
Cool. All right. The next one is Siltoya, and her date of birth is 4/23/85. What do I need to release, and what do I need to embrace at this point in my life to become a greater expression of myself, if there is one, and how?
Well, before I begin there, there's always a greater version of yourself, and she's already taken the first step to becoming that greater version by acknowledging that you wish to become it. Let me take a look at something really quick. It will all be a matter of her choices, a process of elimination of who she is versus who she is not. What I'm picking up on that mainly is a change in her friend and social circles, because deep inside, she knows where she wants to be, but there's this element of her that still wants to hang on to who she was, and that's natural. The card that I drew for her is the Ace of Swords, but the Ace of Swords is pointing to the right. So when it's pointing to the right, it's different than when it's straight up or inverted. With the sword pointed to the right, that means that there are some people that she has to clear from her life. People. I feel it being surrounded more about people than habits. Most of the negative habits she has a grip on, but the challenge is changing her crowds of people. Once she releases some of the people that's holding her in the place that she was, she's a lot more likely to invite the people in that will help to enhance her. You see, when you release something from your life, you make room for what's meant to be. And I get the strongest vibrations with her people circle. So there are some friends, there are some, I feel an ex or a former lover lingering, and just people who I don't feel directly mean her harm, but just don't understand that she's headed to a higher place in life. And when you're headed to higher places, everybody can't go with you. So it's not selfish or mean to release yourself from people who are no longer serving your higher path.
Okay, I thought we had a little bit of a technical glitch there, but I think we're back now.
Okay. Can
okay.
everyone hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So Ashley Miller is next, and her date of birth is 10/19/1986. And she's asking about, will this year be better for me financially and so on?
Ashley's life path number is the one of infinity. And that's, of course, the number that never begins and never ends, which means that once you're on the right track, it can really be tremendous, endless blessings. But if that 8 is reversed, it's a fast down spiral. She is in the year of releasing into the fullness of her being, which is a personal year number 5. So this year will be good for her if you do the internal work. The internal work is where it's most important. And for you, I drew the 2 of Wands, as you can see here. So that means that in order to get to your future and the things that you wish to manifest, you will have to call on the wisdom of the ones that have gone on before. So this is a year of introversion for you. Do that and your world will exchange externally. What that means is that when she does the inner work that she needs to do, the outer world will reflect that. So let's focus on the inner changes first. You'll be surprised how quickly you'll manifest.
Great.
Twos are also the conductors. You know, when you think of movies, magic, things like that, when you make things happen, you're conducting a wand. Well, her energy called up two of them. So that also means to tap more into your feminine energy, your feminine power, and that's the receptive. Be open to receive new wisdom and new knowledge as you go forward. And I know this may sound a little off topic as far as financial changes are concerned, but understand that money is an energy. It's more than just that piece of paper. It's more than just that hourly thing we get at the end of a day's work. Money is currency. It flows. It is an energy. So focus on keeping a wealthy mind state, and the money will attract itself. Now, I've lived that one. I know that one works.
So that's cool. So I just want to interject. We just launched My Southern Psychics on January 24th. We're actually doing a special this weekend with 50% off all psychics. So after the call, come join us on our website, mysouthernspsychics.com. You can also get a reading with Ioni if you just sign up. And,
yes, I'll definitely be on tonight, and I'll be on late.
Awesome. Cool. So let's see the next person. I've got Sue for July 12th, 1963. Will this year be better for me?
1983?
63.
63. So, are you aware that you have a spiritual mastery on your life path number? Your life path number, in case you don't know, is like what I call your spiritual social security number. A double digit showed up in your date of birth. And what that means is that you're someone that vibrates on a naturally higher vibration. So if you want things to get better for you, you can't keep trying to fit in with everyday people. That may be the reason why you tend to stick out and why so many people are comfortable coming to you for advice. And Sue, you could not have picked a better time to ask this question because your personal year number is at a 4, which means this is an ideal time for you to build your new foundation based on the person that you wish to be. Now, you drew a 6 of Wands. 6 is the number that relates to family, relationships, and material values. And it showed up completely upright. And what that means is that material values will take care of themselves. But I get the vibration that when you say better for me, you're not just talking about the material things in life. And that can begin right here, right now, with the full embracing of where you were, where you're headed, and where you stand right now. This year looks really good for you for relationships. I see a healthy social circle, and I also see more than one love interest. So be mindful of that because I see one love that feels more like a rekindle, and I see another one that's a temptation to go back into a door that you've outgrown. But in a nutshell, I see more triumphs than challenges for you this year.
Cool. So next one is Stella, 2/12/91, and she's asking about a love partner.
Okay.
That's all
What
she
about them?
said. That's all she said. She didn't give us any more information.
What's the partner's name?
I don't know. Or if she wants to message us back, we can come back to her. How about that?
Okay.
How about Melissa Dawn? She doesn't have a question, so I would assume it's a general read.
Okay.
Pick something up for her. Melissa's date of birth is 2/24/75.
2/24/75.
Yep.
Let's see. Her stars are completely aligned this year. Not to say that this year will be a complete cakewalk, but something very close to it. But whenever you're having this type of alignment, I see lots of manifestation, lots of receiving. You see her life path numbers are 2, and so is her personal year. That deals with relationships, and that also deals with receiving. But the tarot that I drew on her was the 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups was inverted. And what this is to keep in mind that love comes from all different directions and all types of shapes and forms. So although there will be many people jealous of her this year, she will still have to be mindful of the ones that love and appreciate her. This is a year that's going to vibrate a lot to do with love for her.
Awesome. We have Mary next. May 6, 1954.
Okay, and one last thought for Melissa. This is an ideal year for her to be completely reinventive and out of the box, which is something she's been wanting to do for a very long time. There's a lot of ideas that she's been sitting on that need to come out to the sunshine. Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were done. So Mary is next. May 6, 1954. Will my future always look like a black hole to me? What does my, basically, what does my future hold, or what does the future look? I can't even talk today. What does her future look like?
Did she have a specific regard?
Well, she says, will my future always look like a black hole to me? So I guess for her, it looks kind of dark. So
okay.
What does it really look like for her?
Well, she's asking about her future in regards to what she sees in her present. And being, quote unquote, in the dark can be a challenge, but it's also a time for growth because, as you see, when we're born as human beings, we spend 9 months in the dark before we get our first ray of sunlight. So now is the time to, before I get to the future, let's deal with the present. Right now is a time to assess all that she's experienced that's keeping her, quote unquote, in the dark and making her feel as if her future is dark. There is something positive that needs to be born out of all that's been negatively experienced. I'm getting a lot of vibrations that she may feel because of certain age or certain experiences that it may be too late to come out into the sunshine. But there's definitely something profound in all that she's experienced that can be a benefit to herself, and her testimony can also be a benefit to other people. If she takes that route, the sunshine will rise in her life very, very quickly. Now, what I drew on her was the daughter of discs. Now, in this suit, discs represents material values, it represents money, it represents, things on the external plane. And this is also one of the head cards. But here's the thing. All the materialism will not bring spiritual balance if the darkness within isn't brought to the light. And this card also showed up to the right. And even though she's explored some dark things in her life, an ideal way to bring things to the light is to explore new territory, both externally and within. You're never too old to explore yourself, and there's a great big world out there to discover much more about. This year will call for her to travel. I feel changes in scenery for her, and I'm seeing meditation studios and crystal healing. So it's time for some self-love and inner work. It's time to give self much, much, much of the love that she's given to so many other people, whether they appreciated it or not.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Next one is Michelle, June 5th, 1966. Will my fibromyalgia blog gain success within my field this year?
Will her what now?
Fibromyalgia blog.
Okay.
Gain success within her field this year.
Well, We have another spiritual master on our hands, a 33-6. Most of the time, those are very, very exceptionally brilliant people. So before I even draw her card, it's very safe to say that she will be successful in anything that she puts her mind to. The challenge is, what are you putting your mind to? Guard yourself against thoughts of doubt and fear and things that come with that nature. Because when you live your life living on a naturally higher vibration, it can get a little challenging and a little discouraging mentally when you're trying to relate to people on a more mundane plane. Focus more on your greatness. Do I see the blog becoming successful? That would be an absolute yes. Her draw was the Ace of Discs, completely upright. And then discs do represent money. So not only will this blog be successful, this blog will be networked, this blog will have guest bloggers, and this blog will open up new opportunities. Now, it's not going to be an abracadabra. The name of the game is stay focused.
Okay. Next one is Valerie. Is it better if I give you numbers? Would that be easier? 1, 18, 86?
No. It's going to find the way it is.
Okay. So it's January 18th, 86.
Happy belated.
What does my future hold? And her name is Valerie.
As far as, is this a general?
I think it's a general.
The card that I drew for her was from the Major Arcane. Let me try to get it out. Okay, get it into the light. And what this card is the crone. And as you can see in the crone, the person is at a crossroad. So what the future holds for her is all in what she chooses to do in the now. When a crossroad energy shows up, especially when the number is 9, 9 is the number of finality, which means that the spiritual powers that be have long been trying to get her attention. For some reason, I'm getting a vibration of intuitive energies from her. Like there's something she hasn't tapped into yet. As far as what the future holds, if she goes deeper into her spirituality, which is one side of the crossroad, things will go a whole lot smoother. She will make her life a whole lot easier. If she continues to ignore the spiritual signs that she's been seeing, they will make themselves a lot more blatant, even if it's in a way that's not in her earliest convenience. I would recommend the first choice as far as a brighter and greater future. This year, she will be seeing more spiritual signs than material ones.
Great. Okay, next. We're going to go back to Stella because she didn't have the question before. So it's Stella. Okay. It's February
12/91.
Yep. And will I find love this year? That was the question.
Okay. That question.
Or
will I find love this year? As a psychic, that always kind of feels like a trick question. It's number one, we don't find love. Love finds us. Now, first we have to choose true love from within. And I know that sounds so cliche. Almost every Facebook page you see, everyone saying, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. But it's not cliche. There's a true science behind it. Because when you give yourself the love that you deserve, you change the vibration of what you attract. That has to be the first step. So finding love, the answer is yes. But start that search in your reflection more. Not to say that you don't already love yourself, but focus more on that. And you change the vibration of what you attract. Now, as far as what kind of person that she's going to meet, we drew the 10 of Swords inverted. Now, as you can see, let me get the glare off the card if I can. Let's see. If you can see it on the card, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
You see everybody running towards the end of the shore before taking a leap of faith into the ocean. Now, that's not a bad thing, but stepping out on faith is very important when it comes to finding love. So what that points to is a need to release all things, habits, memories, and situations tied to the feelings of not deserving love. There's still some baggage from past heartbreaks that are lingering around that need to be released before that space is open for a new love life. So I see half the year, maybe a month or so into spring equinox, of just solitude, taking herself on dates, going out and further getting to know who she is now as opposed to who she was then. Then more towards the end of summer and fall, I see new dating prospects, but they won't be like anything like she's dated before. To get what you've never had, you must do what you've never done. So when will you find love? Start tonight.
Awesome. So once again, we are My Southern Psychics, and for the people who just joined us, we're on with Ioni VaJu, who is doing readings for us, and she'll stay on afterwards. We actually have a special going on this weekend. It's 50% off all psychics. So ready for the next question?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So the next one's like a general read again, I think, for Crystal, October 5th, 1980. And the question is my future bright?
You made as bright as her spirit?
Yes.
Because that's the first thing I picked up on was a sunny disposition. That's always a good sign. The future does look bright for her. But this year, 2019, is going to be a challenge. What's come up is that this year is the 9 year for her, and that's a shed year. And the shed year is when you lose, you shed, you get rid of everything that keeps you from obtaining your higher level of spiritual growth. These changes come whether we want them to or not. So this year, don't be too rattled when life gets a little turbulent this year, because everything that drops out of your life this year is supposed to. The card that I drew was the 7 of Discs. And what this symbolizes is the pushing of your own rebirth. So her future looks bright if she's honest with herself about manifesting what she truly feels inside into her outer world. No more hiding what you really want to do with your life.
Great. So the next one is Sokia, October 6th, 1981.
I like that name.
And
October 6th, 1981.
Yep. And the question is, when will I make my first multifamily unit purchase for investment?
When will she make what now?
Her first multifamily unit purchase for investment.
For investment. Oh. I do feel a freshness around her energy. There's not much clouding her confidence, and that's always good. Shaman of Wands, right. What this feels like is closer to the end of summer or early autumn. I'm getting a summer solstice, autumn equinox vibration. It definitely will be done before winter. The visions that I'm getting on the buildings is like reddish browns, like leaves falling. So be prepared around late summer, early autumn. Somewhere within that time frame is where the spirits are pointing to me through this card.
Okay. Next one is Stephen. It's July 7th, 1999. And the question is, what's coming up for him this year?
July 7th?
1999.
Okay, just making sure I had it correctly. And which specific regard? Is this a general draw?
Yes.
Last year, he tied a lot of loose ends. So this year, he will be meditating more with what's left. Shaman of Cups. I'm getting a lot of shaman energy tonight. You had a shaman of this. Well, we had another shaman, and now this is the Shaman of Cups. And the Shaman of Cups shows up completely upright. And what that shows for him this year is a whole lot of love interest energy. In general, that could mean love for job, love for family, and I'm also seeing multiple love interests. So if he's single, that's a good thing. If you're committed, be on the lookout. The love energy also vibrates with the feminine receptive for him this year, as this year vibrates on an 8 for him. And 8 is, of course, the number of infinity. So guard your thoughts. Whatever you think the most about is what you will manifest. But the energy that I'm getting for him this year is very peaceful, relaxed, and receptive. Lots of social work, lots of people dealing. I see the finances being stable, but the majority of his energy this year will deal with love and with people.
That's great. Okay, so I have one for Lori. It's August 2nd, 62. Do I move out of my current state and start my business in travel mode?
August 2nd.
August 2nd, 62.
Hey, fellow Leo sister. I do feel a move for her, but not right away. Wherever she is now, she has a little bit of unfinished business there. I see a move towards the bottom of the year. So to answer the question, yes, she should move, but it's not something that should be forced. I see the move meant to be being a very natural transaction. Nothing too forced, nothing too stressful, just like a river's gentle flow. The card that we pull here is the Magician. And what that means is that she has the power to manifest whatever she needs to. It showed up completely upright. So traveling will make an excellent career and the move will come. The only thing is make sure that all loose ends with the life you knew are tied and closed so that none of that energy goes with you into your new life.
Awesome. Okay, next one is Elise. September 15, 1991.
September 15th, 1991.
Yep. So this is an interesting question. So she says, I am a Virgo with a Sagittarius moon, dating a Pisces with a Pisces moon. Are we compatible long term? That's a cool question, right?
It is. So she's Virgo with the Sag moon.
Yep. Dating a Pisces with a Pisces moon.
Let's see. Now, as we know, Virgo and Pisces are opposing signs. You see, Virgo is the house of, it's an earth sign, deals with the practical analyzing, all of these things. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, communication. Pisces, on the other hand, is the house of belief, and it's a mutable water. So we have mutable water and mutable earth together. And what that means when I say mutable, a zodiac sign is either cardinal, fixed, or mutable. Now, the cardinal signs are the ones that begin each season. Okay, the fixed signs are the innovators because they're so fixed in their own thoughts. The advantage of both of you and your partner being mutable signs is that both of you are the type of zodiac that learns about themselves through their interactions with other people. It will be imperative for both of you to stay on your spiritual growth and be open to receive correction, compromise, and challenge your own egos in order for this to be lasting and compatible. But because you're opposing signs, you two will complement each other well. But humility and openness will be the name of the game. No power trips between you two. That's how this connection is going to last. Now, looking at the moon signs, with Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter, which is expansion, and Neptune again on Pisces for divine compassion, there are limitless possibilities between both your receptive and your sun signs. The funny thing is your shadow signs will get along better than your sun signs do. So in order for this connection to be compatible, long lasting, which it absolutely is because you're opposing signs, you have to be able to surrender your sunny dispositions to allow yourselves to learn from each other and complement one another. You already do it well. Just make sure you don't fight it.
Wow, that was a cool one. I really enjoyed that one. It was a fascinating question too. Okay, so once again, we are My Southern Psychics, and we have a special this weekend for 50% off all reads. Ioni is awesome on doing our Facebook Live tonight, and we are actually, she's going to be on for a while afterwards. So, come to our website, like our Facebook page, and get a read from her after this. Okay, so the next person that we have is a general read. It's Anna, 12/12/78. And her question is, what should I focus on this year?
Good question. What Anna should focus on most this year is spiritual grounding and her goals for next year. This year, focus on your ultimates. Focus on your long-term goals, because this is a year of finality for Anna. It is a 9-year. And in an earlier read, I mentioned that the 9-year is the shed year. So this is the year where you will shed everything and everybody that will not help you grow to the higher and best version of yourself. And sometimes those losses can hurt, as our egos can get comfortable with things that actually limit us. So stay focused on your higher goals, your ultimate goals, no matter how impossible they may seem, because your spirit is pulling you towards them, whether you want it to or not. Nine of Swords pointed to the right is what we pulled. And the Swords is the suit in this deck that deals with air and that deals with thinking. So focus more on your thoughts as well, because when you're vibrating a certain type of way, and I feel a high spiritual vibration on this person, you have to guard against negative thoughts, especially in times of challenge, because anything worth having and anything that lasts is not going to come easy. So guard your thoughts when you're faced with challenges. So two main things to focus on this year, to go back to the initial question as to what to focus on for 2019, focus on guarding your thoughts and focused on your highest ultimate goals. It would serve your spirit well to make a list. It's the first step in manifestation.
Cool. So we have another general read coming up. So it's for Robin, and her birthday is 4/14, 75.
Okay.
You're laughing. What does that mean?
Oh, the possibilities are endless. No wonder she didn't have a specific question.
Wow, that's a beautiful card.
The Fool. Now, in the practical world, the fool is a bad thing. The fool is the person that has no sense at all. The fool is the person everyone laughs at. No, 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 no. In the spiritual world, the fool is the seed of endless possibility. You can go any direction you want to go in your life. And if you stay focused, if you keep your goals in line and stay on that arrow, that fast track, you will be very successful in anything that you put your mind to. You have a freedom that most people envy, whether it be an inner freedom or an outer freedom. So embrace the freedom of your spirit and allow it to carry you to your higher path. You will inspire many others on the way. Even the ones that hate on you are secretly inspired. I very seldom, very, very, very seldom draw that card on people.
Wait, which card was that again? Can you show it one more time? Do you still have it up?
We see it. It is the Fool.
Ah, okay,
Showed
cool.
up upright.
Yeah. Yep, we can see it's beautiful, actually.
Isn't it?
Yep.
And that's like the initial seed. The seed, the idea. So the Fool actually speaks a lot to unmanifested ideas. So whatever ideas you're sitting on, go ahead and bring those into fruition. You may have to keep your plans under wraps from people who want to bombard you with too much practicality. Practicality actually works against the Fool energy, because the Fool is actually the person that steps completely out on faith with no human logic as to how goals get accomplished. It's just trusting the spiritual powers that be to get it done, because it was the spiritual powers that be that gave the initial idea in the first place.
Awesome.
So keep yourself in the energy of a world of endless possibility, because that's exactly what you're vibrating.
Cool. Okay, so next up is Marley, and her date of birth is 7/12/94.
Marley?
Yes. And what kind of career would be best for me?
Another master number, 33-6. The main thing that's vibrating with this energy is communication. Communication and helping people deal with emotions. I feel something pertaining to helping people, but I also see a lot of color. Something along those lines is what I'm picking up before I draw the card. A mundane job is definitely not her cup of tea. The Two of Swords is what I've drawn. What this vibrates on is spiritual justice. So whatever career you take, it will be something pertaining to movement, to art, and to helping others.
Cool. Okay. Next one is a general read. I have Kimberly, June 25th, 87.
Just a general?
Yep.
Another master number.
Wow, we're surrounded by what?
Yes,
Shamans
a lot
and
of master number energy tonight. Yes, yes, yes.
Great.
11-2 is hers though. I've had 2 33 sixes and 3 11 twos. I haven't gotten a 22-4 yet. This year, is a year of the 7 for her. That's a year of completion. So finish up any old projects that you have lying around. Also, we draw the Son of Wands inverted. And the wands are the conductors. So once you complete old things, new things are more likely to open once you complete the old ones. But the old things have to be moved out of the way first. And for some reason, I'm feeling this being either around creative projects or around a love interest. But there's some old energy that needs to be cleared out of the way. Don't be afraid of who you really are inside. You may find that people will like this person that you're trying to hide from the rest of the world.
Cool. Okay. We still have a few more minutes, so just a couple more reads. Emily is April 17th, 1990.
April 17th?
Yep, 1990.
Okay.
Will I be successful in my goals this year?
Let's see. Looking at something. I see success coming in a random, unexpected way. I do see her being successful in her goals, but I don't see the plan she implements being what brings it about. I'm picking up energies on an old networking, some sort of networking contact in which information has already been exchanged, but it just wasn't the right season. So yes, completely stay focused in doing your due diligence, but don't rely too much on your plans to where you don't allow the spirit world to bob and weave. Manifestation is also an act of energy and not just what makes sense to us. But because the shaman, again, the shaman of this shows up, that's the shaman of money, material wealth. And that vibrates with the fact that you're in your personal year number 6, which is the year of dealing with relationships and material values. So to answer your question in general, Yes, I do see you being successful in your goals, but don't be so stressed and focused on every step of your plan that you don't allow the spiritual world to get in there and bob and weave, and you don't receive the fullness of the lessons of the journey. Success is not just the destination, it's also the journey. That's what makes the success of achieving sweet. So make sure you embrace all of it.
Great. And the last question for tonight
Okay?
is with Caitlin, and her date of birth is October 28th, 1988.
Okay.
Will I have some good changes this year? Will my family have healthy, happy, and a successful year?
October 28th, when now?
1988.
1988. The cosmos are definitely aligned. She's in her personal year number 5, which is the year of releasing into the fullness of being. 5 is the number of balance, and I just so happen to pull the 5 of discs upright. So what that means is not only will your family be okay as far as finances are concerned, but more things will come about to bring balance. I feel something happening with the family to where everybody is going to enjoy making money together. It feels like a family business in which everyone gets fulfillment and reward. So congratulations in advance. Keep in mind there's a difference between wealth and being rich. The wealth will come. I mean, the riches will increase when the wealth is more focused on. Again, congratulations in advance.
So I have a request for you. I didn't even know about this. Someone just
Okay.
messaged me. Can you talk briefly about birthstones? And we're actually going to do a monthly blog on that. You did our garnet this month. Can you talk a little bit about
Yes,
that?
yes. I love birthstones. Okay, so healing stones have been used medicinally and spiritually for eons of time, long before Western medicine separated the spirit from the body. So they've been used to conjure things, they've been used to remove energies, they've been used for battle, they've been used for all sorts of purposes, and there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them. So for this month, the month of January, garnet is the healing stone, and interestingly, it's also the birthstone of Aquarius. And what garnets do is garnets are biblical. Garnets also heal the body. They're energy conductors. They're sexual stimulators. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, sexual as in let's get it on. But sexual energy and creative energy are one and the same. So it stimulates all of those things. And that's why it's deep red is in the root chakra. So that's what that meditation is for the stone of garnet. Now, next month, it goes straight from the root all the way to the third eye, as February stone is amethyst. And that's a third eye transformational stone. And that aligns with the meaning of February, which is purity, innocence, meditation, and righteousness. It also vibrates with the violet flowers, but that's for next month's blog. Interestingly, by Valentine's Day being the most popular holiday of February, it's actually a distraction from its true essence. So to get with the essence of each month, you want to look more at its healing stone than at the holidays that it's attached to, if that makes sense. So amethyst is for next month. So go ahead and start collecting those, and I'll have the blog for that ready. And garnet is for this month. And garnet is also the color red, which is the color of the trickster energy. And interestingly, January got its name from the Roman god Janus, which is the opener of the doors. And January opens the doors for the new year. And you want a stone that's going to stimulate your energies for that. Enter garnet.
Awesome. So if you guys are interested in birthstones like Ioni VaJu, she's writing our blogs, and you can head over to our website at mysoutherpsychics.com and check out our blogs. And the Garnet blog is up, and the Amethyst blog, we're getting close to it. We have about another week or so, right? Before we're into February, but it will
Yes,
be
we
posted
have
there.
6 more days
Yeah,
already.
pretty close. I can't believe it either. Okay, so thank you so much, Ioni VaJu, for doing this tonight.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you for having me.
Tomorrow we will be having another read with Dakota, and please sign up on our Facebook page. And once we name the date and time, I'm not sure if the event is posted yet, but you will get a notification um, if you like our page, so we can keep you informed that way. So thank you so much. Come to our website at mysoutherpsychics.com. Once again, we have a 50% off promotion going on this weekend, and take advantage of that. Go talk to Ione in more in depth. Even if you just got the one question read, go talk to her. Talk to her for a few minutes, just to get more questions and
Absolutely. I'll be on tonight.
get your life and your future clarified. Okay. Thank you again so much, Ione, and
Thank
I will
you.
be talking to you soon.
All right.